this one is down he goes. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. And this pass broken up. The contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. A good balance attack for that last touchdown drive they had. Now it's time to see if they can do that again.
It really becomes a tale of 2 play callers, doesn't it? The offensive guy, he's in sync. Everything is working pretty well. For the defensive
what's going on the defensive side?
That's a tough one because he's prepped all week as well, and he can't get a bead on exactly what they're doing right now. What he needs is one of his guys just to make a big play and disrupt things.
And he will be stopped here for no gain, and then it's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. And that one to the right side and incomplete.
And this defense definitely in his head there on 3rd down, and he's pretty fortunate. They didn't call for grounding on this one. That was a good 10 feet over everyone's head.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return, and the Lions will take over. So now the Lions down by 6, a little under 1:50 remaining. They need a touchdown. A field goal is worthless now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. St. Brown on the catch, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. He'll look to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Reed. Now 2nd and 4. He's back to throw. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You have to really navigate against a tough defense.
But I think the ball's out. And we are tied. They return it to the house. And now Charles, the extra point, can give them the lead.
And they did it on defense. What a play.
So nearly a disaster there, but fortunately able to pounce on his own fumble, and that remains a touchdown.
And think about the run. And
I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Here we go. 1st and goal. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. And that is caught. Touchdown. And they're an extra point away from taking the lead here in the final minute. Now they can boot it through on the always important extra point, and then their defense has to hold up their end of the bargain.
And there's something that you've pointed out in numerous games that we've worked. Okay, the excitement's going on. Everyone's celebrating over there. Who's calling up the defense to make sure they're focused because they still have some work to do?
Very important extra point there, up and good, and that is going to put them on top by a point, and it sets us up for quite a finish. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So now the story changes. Trailing by a point, and time a huge factor. A possible crippling loss to their playoff status in the balance, barring a late score. Back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. And this one's incomplete. This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here. Back to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Another big play in a game that's had plenty of them. 4th and 2. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. One final shot. They'll look to throw. This for all the marbles. And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, they got the tip they were looking for but couldn't secure it. And this one's over. What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot but couldn't get it done, and they suffered the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting it to midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.
So for Detroit, it's a good 5th win for them as they play out the string, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Houston, their playoff hopes take a big hit as they fall to 8-7, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.